2, 1, 2. Can you see me? Can you see me? It's okay, Mark, we don't need that till later on. All right? Okay. Right, so you can see and you can hear me, I think. Better? Worse. Better? Worse. Right, okay. Coming up in a few minutes, we have the amazing Mr. Roy Buckley. Okay, now guys, here's the story, right? Every week we keep on telling people this just to remind them. If by any chance you're watching this on Facebook and if it cuts out, right? That it freezes or the noise is lost or something, that's the Facebook gremlins realising copyright and bang, they can cut you out. So what you do is just come out of the Facebook. I've just posted a link to the YouTube link just above it. So come out, just go one post up and you'll see the YouTube link. You'll get better pictures and quality on that, believe it or not. But if you get knocked out of one, I guarantee you, you'll never be knocked out of YouTube. Right? Now, just a shout out there now to a few people. Basically, I'd be shocked if I don't say happy birthday to my good wife, Angela. Thank you so much for leaving me out tonight, right? But anyway, Roy will say happy birthday as well later on. But the point I'm making is that if there's any acts out there that want to perform here in Streaming Gig, just make contact with us on Facebook or phone call us or whatever like that. Our beginners' nights are going very well. We have a beginners' night now again next Friday night. I'll tell you all about that at the end of the gig, okay? But if you want to play here, we're not going to frighten you. We won't bite your head off. We just basically talk through with you what you want to do, whatever, you're beginner, you're experienced or whatever like that, we look after you, okay? So, without further ado, I am going to invite on stage Mr. Roy Buckley.
Steps there, lads. How's everybody? On the green tea for a change? Okay. Well, welcome everyone. It's my first time playing here, and thank you to Liam and all the gang here. It looks great and it sounds great, so thank you very much. So, over the next hour and a half or so, I'll be singing songs from some of my favourite songwriters, some people I've worked with, and some original songs as well. So, you're all very welcome. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, put some into the children's booze, into the children's bottles, and they'll be out for the night and you can enjoy the gig. Okay. So a big shout out to my own regulars, the VIPs, if they're watching in. Thank you for coming over. Do share it in all those groups and your own Facebook pages and things. Let's try and build it up. Anyway, let's have a ramble. Big Bernard is back tonight to collect all your comments and dedications and live things. We haven't had Bernard in the room since we hit level 5 lockdown in Ireland, but he's over there. How are you, Bernard?
Yeah, great to be back. Geez, my first gig with Roy in weeks and weeks. I've put on about 25 pounds, and by the look of Roy with the cameras on him, camera adds 10 pounds to 17 cameras on Roy.
You have to eat 10 cameras.
He ate 17 cameras.
That's enough for you. Turn off his mic there, lads. That's enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me do a song. I'll kick off with Bees Wing tonight. It's a song that I put out on the Song Collector Sessions YouTube channel, written by the great Richard Thompson, of course, one of the best songwriters. I suppose the song is about the girl who gets away, or in Big Bernard's case, the lucky one. I was 19 when I came to town. They call it the summer of love. There were burning babies, burning flags, the hawks against the dove. I took a job in a steamy way down in Cauldron, Elm Street. Fell in love with a laundry girl who was working next to me. Brown hair zigzagged around her face and a look of half surprise. Like a fox caught in the headlights, there was animal in her eyes. She said to me, oh, can't you see, I'm not the factory kind. If you don't take me out of here, I'll lose my mind. Well, she was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing. So fine a breath of wind might take her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, so long as there's no price on love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We busked around the market towns, fruit picking down in Kent. We could tinker pots and pans and knives wherever we went. We were coming down the Gower ones, the work was mighty good. She wouldn't wait for the frost, I thought we should. I said to her, we'll settle down and get a few acres, dog. A fire burning in the hearth and babies on the rug. She said, oh man, you foolish man, that surely sounds like hell. You might be lord of half the world, you'll not own me as well. Oh, she was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing. So fine a breath of wind might take her away. She was a lost child, she was running wild. She said, so long as there's no price on love, I'll stay. You wouldn't want me any other way. We were drinking more in those days and our tempers reached the pitch. Like a fool I left her run away when she took the rambling itch. And the last I heard she's living rough back on the Derby beat. A bottle of white horse in her pocket, a wolf hound at her feet. And they say that she got married once to a man called Romany Brown. Even a gypsy caravan was too much like settling down. They say her rose is faded, rough weather and hard booze. Maybe that's the price you pay for the chains that you refuse. Well, she was a rare thing, fine as a bee's wing. And I miss her more than ever words can say. If I could just taste all of her wildness now, if I could hold her in my arms today, I wouldn't want her any other way. If I could hold her in my arms today, I wouldn't want her any other way. I wouldn't want her any other way. Thank you very much. You don't have to clap after every song, no lads, you'll have a pen in your hands. So, for any newcomers who might not have caught my online gig before, well, tonight will be the first time. Welcome. Any of the regulars, thank you for joining us. I will be back on the Roy Buckley music page on Wednesday and continuing the gigs. So, it's not too far away from the first anniversary of me starting to do these online gigs because of COVID. I remember I was 2 nights into a US tour. I was in California and it was last March. I was out to do like a St. Patrick's festival thing for a couple of weeks, and you know, COVID hit, and I was 2 nights in and I had to fly home from San Francisco. So on the way home on the plane, I decided we're not going to have St. Patrick's Day without a session. You know, well, anybody who knows me well enough will know that I can't leave that go. So I've been doing them since. So welcome everybody who's joined us, and a big thank you to all the regulars who've been online since the start as well. So maybe I'll do another song and I'll check in with Bernard and see where people are watching from. So what you might do for us to be included, don't be shy anyway, first of all guys, don't be a bit shy. Just say hello, maybe put in your country's flag or something if you're watching outside of Ireland. And Bernard is over there and he'll collect them. He'll collect it all and we'll touch base. So, that being said, let me do another one. Now I'll have to turn around here because these lights are great and it's great to stand on a stage, lads. Thanks to Liam and all the gang here. But I can't see the set list with these lights. So, what was I going to do? And a few requests during the week for other songs as well. So I'll get through some of them. I got one. There was a few requests for a song called Darby's Castle. And Darby's Castle is a song written by Chris Christopherson. The mighty Chris Christopherson. And I was sorry to hear that just only in the last week or two, Chris Christopherson has decided to retire from music and acting and touring and everything. I believe his son is now looking after his affairs and things. So let's sing this one and wish Chris Christopherson a happy retirement. See the ruin on the hill, where the smoke is standing still, like an echo of an age long forgotten. There's a story of a home crushed beneath those blackened stones, on a roof that fell before the beams were rotten. Cecil Darby loved his wife, and he laboured all his life to provide her with material possessions, and he built for her a home of the finest wood and stone, and the building soon became his sole obsession. Well, it took 300 days for the timbers to be raised, and the silhouette was seen for miles around, and the gables reached as high as the eagles in the sky, but it only took one night to bring it down. When Darby's castle tumbled to the ground. Though they shared a common bed, there was precious little said in the moments each set aside for sleeping, for his busy dreams were filled with the rooms he'd yet to build, and he never heard young Ellen Darby weeping. Then one night he heard a sound, and he laid his pencil down, and he traced it to her door and turned the handle, and the pale light of the moon through the windows of the room split the shadows where two bodies lay entangled. Oh, it took 300 days for the timbers to be raised, and the silhouette was seen for miles around, and the gables reached as high as the eagles in the sky, but it only took one night to bring it down. When Darby's castle tumbled to the ground. I got a song from Chris Christopherson, Mighty Yeah. I love the story in that one. I'm a sucker for songs with stories in them anyway, as many people know, but yeah, maybe it's the folk background. I love all the ins and outs of the songs and why they were written or where they were written and everything. And as tonight goes on, I'll be touching on songs written by great friends of mine that you'll know, so I'll tell you all about it. Now, I said I would check in with Bernard and see where people are watching from and maybe if there's any requests or anything. What's happening over there, Big Bernard?
Yeah, so there's so many people delighted, right, to see you on a stage, and I suppose
I'm delighted myself to be on stage.
Especially all the people that have been watching in, like, my garage for the last 12 months, and your own
You mean
house.
Bernie's Bar?
Bernie's Bar, sorry, yeah, Bernie's Bar, your own house. They're delighted. There was even a comment there, geez, I didn't realise he has legs.
Yeah.
Because usually
This
on
is
your
the first time
it's
in
usually
months.
on your iPhone from the boobs up.
This is the first time in months I had to wear a pants doing the gig, lads.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah. I've seen Roy's hairy legs on numerous occasions. Thank God it was only his hairy legs I saw.
I have to say something, Bernard. You know, the gigs at home are great, and I do miss lots of the comments because you're great at collecting them, but it's not the same. It's great having somebody to bounce off, and there's a few lads in the room that look like messes, so tonight could be a good one. I'm on green tea,
Yeah.
and I'm going to need another one.
In fairness, like, there was loads of comments from people saying that they missed me. I won't fucking lie, lads, I missed me too.
There's language.
Excuse my language, my apologies. Loads and loads of people in. Mick McHugh below in Watford, Bernadette Vidal, Beth Miles, Alan Amore, Tony Ann, Marika, M. McGee. I could read out
Great, all the
100 names,
VIPs.
lads. I won't. There's been... No, Matthew Whedon, I'm not wearing a pink shirt tonight. It's blue. I wore the blue and I
Any
went with
songs
blue.
in there, Bernard?
There is Agnes Skillington, Steal Away.
Bit early for that now. It's a bit early for that.
Bull
That's
of
a kind of a
Vogue,
finishing up.
Lisa Kelleher, Bull of Vogue, M. McGee, Always on the Road, Ger McSweeney, Flight of Earls, Margaret Hutch, Sweet Baby James, Johnny Sheen over in Cardiff's looking for City by the Lee.
Okay.
Molly Maguire's actually was requested.
Molly Maguire's.
Ursula Cress requested that.
Maybe so, because what I'm going to do is, in the next couple of songs, I'm going to speak about some friends of mine, and I'll do a couple of their songs, and I know Liam back there has a couple of photographs and things he's going to put up behind from, well, great memories for me working with a lot of some of my heroes, to be fair. Anyway, here's a song called